Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the update stream. This is Bugs here. I'm joined today, as always, by Artemis and Miss D. Say hi, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
So, what do we got going on today? Well, it is, as you probably know, First Thursday. And as you probably know, that means there is an update today. And as always, we're going to go through what you can expect to come in the update and answer any questions that we happen to be able to. The update is expected out at normal time, which should be within the hour. So, generally speaking, by 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. GMT. Are we GMT?
BST, I think now. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, EST.
We caught up.
Well,
Yep.
whichever one. Yeah, y'all call it up. Yeah, so within the next hour, we should see the update go live. And generally speaking, that is the server update comes out maybe in about 30 minutes. And then about 10, 15 minutes after that, we see the client update go live and then the dev blog come out. And then the update's live. So we'll keep you up to date as far as the status of that. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to do at Miss D underscore that's me in chat. And we'll get to as many questions as we can. Now, what is coming in this update? Now, I will be straight. It is a pretty light content update versus what the devs have gotten us accustomed to. We're a little spoiled, I think, because they've been just launching a bunch of huge updates the past couple months. This one isn't as heavy, but before you go, hey, is Facepunch dropping the ball or are they just twiddling their thumbs over there? Absolutely not. They have been trucking on this huge jungle update. And we weren't sure if it was going to go live this month or next until recently. It became clear that it's not going live this month. And honestly, I think that's a good thing because it's such a huge update. This jungle update, it's got a new biome, new monument, new animals, new weapons. And honestly, if something like that is pushed out too soon, well, it is a nightmare for everyone involved. So I'm thankful it's not going live until it is ready. And I think that probably will be next month for the May update. We will see the jungle update go live. So this is more of a soft refresh update as the Rust Twitter kind of branded it. And we're seeing a couple updates to softcore mode along with some balance and tweaks. As always with this update, it will force a map wipe across the board and you will need to update your clients. So be ready to do that in the Steam library when it goes live, and we'll let you know when that client update is live. But let's get into it. So, softcore mode got some lovin' this month, and there's various updates that have been added. Also, I just gotta say, Misty, I love the floppy horse legs on that dance. It just really,
Yep.
really takes
Winkle,
it to
winkle.
another level. And yeah, if you're wondering what's that horse costume, that is not going live today. That's going to be part of the Easter update that comes later this month.
Just a little
Um,
preview.
but yeah, a little preview of the horse costume. There's three variants of it, and that's going to be part of the Easter event. And also, speaking of previews, we are expecting on the dev blog a preview of the jungle update. And Shadowfrax in his video last week had a couple exclusive screens. And I gotta say, it looks awesome. Like it looks like this is really coming along great. And so hopefully we see some more details and some more, previews of that jungle update with the dev blog today. So do stay tuned for that. But let's get into some of these softcore mode update changes, basically. So keep in mind these only impact softcore servers. So the server has to be running softcore mode. It's got to have that softcore tag. Most servers are not going to be impacted by this because most servers are not softcore. But if you are playing on a softcore mode, then you will notice some changes to deployables. Essentially, when destroyed, deployables will drop half their contents and leave a corpse. I use that in quotes because it's not like a human corpse. It's not a rag doll. It's more of a, I don't know, a rectangular block. But that corpse can be repaired to access the remaining half. And if you have any deployables with locks, like a large wood box with a lock on it, that lock will be retained after it is repaired. So, yeah, a little easier going when your stuff gets repaired. And these corpses can also even be picked up and repaired at a repair bench if that is more feasible in the context you're working with them. But do note if you repair one of these corpses at a repair bench, the locks will not be retained. So this is the case for like wood storage and various things like that. It's also the case for tool cupboard. And tool cupboards are a little different. They will leave a temporary block and a corpse, and that corpse can be repaired by any authorized player. So yeah, that's just some changes when those deployables are, destroyed. It'll drop half, and then you repair the corpse to get access to the other half.
That's it. And fun fact we've just found out testing it live here is that you can only do that once, I believe. So we'd already popped this one and repaired it. So I've put a new one down to show it off.
Oh, okay, good call. Yeah, and I guess that kind of makes sense. You only got one corpse per deployable.
Yep.
But yeah, once it's destroyed, you can just see this little the cupboard has um it's still just a like wood corpse, right? And then 200 wood repairs it and you get your items back, right?
That's it. That's it. Yep.
All right, awesome. Now also in softcore mode, they have changed some stuff with reclaimed items. And so those reclaim terminals are now removed. And basically, upon respawning, players will automatically retrieve half of their belt, inventory, and backpack if they had one. And then the rest of the stuff, including their clothing, will be found on their corpse. Now, this is the case for if you die most places. However, dying in a building privilege area or via F1 just results in losing everything. It'll just all stay on the corpse, I believe. So yeah, and for anyone just tuning in, again, this is softcore mode only. Before anyone freaks out thinking this is impacting all servers, it is not. This is only softcore servers. If you play there, which honestly I've never really played softcore, so this is all little, honestly, a little hazy to me because I wasn't too familiar with how softcore was working. But yeah, these are the changes to softcore for the update today. Now, also, there's a couple balance changes that they did. The bullet damage is reduced by 25%, so a little nerf to bullet damage. Also, the max team size, including authorization on TCs and turrets, is capped at 4 people now. Also, door upkeep is now calculated separately. The upkeep for doors was previously linked to the building, and now it is separately calculated. And tea and food effects, if you have them and you die, they are kept after you respawn. So, yeah, you can retain your tea benefits and everything like that. Any buffs you might have on your player at the moment of death will retain after you respawn. There's also a cool little changelog thing added. So, if you join a softcore mode server and you look in your inventory on the top, you can kind of see a change log of these things as well, which is a nice little feature for people who don't necessarily stay up to date on on the changes or whatever. You can actually see it in game. I think that's a pretty cool new feature as well coming with this update. And yeah, that's about the changes with softcore mode. So if you're into that softcore stuff, you're going to have just, a couple of these quality of life things and a couple of these balance shifts that go live with the update today. Now, you might also be looking around and see, hey, are those Adobe high walls? Are you all rocking Adobe high walls and even an Adobe gate? Why, yes, we are. That is another part of this update, not related at all to softcore. We're transitioning out of that. This does look like, based on the Facepunch creator Discord I'm in, it looks like this might be its own kind of Adobe Highwall DLC pack. It I would have thought it would have gone in with just the Adobe building skin like DLC, but it looks like it might be its own pack. I'm not 100% on this. We're going to have to wait until the update goes live and we see the dev blog and the item store update. But yeah, they look cool. They got some barbed wire on the top, and the gate looks pretty sweet. And if you're into rocking that Adobe, building as your vibe, then this will be a must add to your next compound that you build after this update. No word on price point or anything with that. Again, I believe it is its own separate DLC. I imagine the price point would be a little lower if it is just a DLC of the high wall and gate for Adobe. But we will see. We will see. But that's another new thing coming with the update today. Now, also, we've got some quality of life in the form of visualization of ranges of various different items. Basically, what they've done is while you're placing certain items, you can now see this kind of sphere of the range that the item has. And that gives a cool visualization as you're setting things up to know, like, okay, how far is this thing going to be effective? Now, this has been added for things all the way from turrets, shotgun traps, flame turrets, and also electric heaters, HF sensors, seismic sensors, Tesla coils, sprinklers, and igniters. So, yeah, all these items now, when you're placing them, you'll just kind of see this kind of white sphere, which shows the radius of effectiveness for that given item. And this will be a nice quality of life thing so you can, while placing, not have to kind of guess, like, hey, is this going to reach where I want it to? Is this going to cover the space I want it to, or not? Now, if you're a real, tried and true, die hard, you know, want to figure it out yourself type of person, you can turn this functionality off. There's a new escape menu option where you actually can just turn off these visualization ranges if you so choose. I doubt most people will because it's pretty freaking helpful, to be honest with you. Although I did see a Twitter conversation. The one thing with the auto turrets is the range is so far, it's kind of hard to actually see while you're placing it. And apparently that might be tweaked or changed or something like that. Not sure. There was a quick Twitter conversation about potentially removing them from that. And actually, is it removed now? Oh, it's just very big. That's it. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm like, wait, is that removed? No, it's just fucking huge. But so that might change. And because, yeah, when you're in first person and trying to place that, it's kind of hard to see. But yeah, it's in. And yeah, as with all this stuff, subject to change after the patch and everything like that. But it is a nice, quality of life thing and going to really help people further visualize exactly what the ranges is for each item and really hone in that parameter or diameter. I don't know, I'm missing the word, but the radius of effectiveness for that given device. Again, this is active. The visualization ranges are active on turrets, shotgun traps, flame turrets, electric heaters, HBHF sensors, seismic sensors, Tesla coils, sprinklers, and igniters. Also, as always, if you're looking for, referencing this information, we do have all this information on our article on rustified.com today. And also, it should be on the dev blog, which should be going out within the next, I don't know, half hour to 45 minutes. And what else do we have? We've also got some bee balance. The bees went live last month, and the mechanics of it needed a little balancing and stuff like that. And so the key updates to bees include some changes to bee swarm damage. The damage caused by both multiple and single bee swarms has been rebalanced. I think it's been toned down a bit. The bee damage, immunity to bleeding, regardless of its type, will no longer cause bleeding effects on players. Um, And I guess that makes sense. If you get swarmed by a swarm of bees, you're not likely going to be bleeding from every orifice. You're just going to be in trouble in other ways. So the bleeding damage has been taken away from that. They've also enhanced the temperature visibility, so it makes the temperature readings more clear, and it's just easier to understand the environmental effects of beehives and things like that. Speaking of environmental effects, the beekeeping in cold climates is now more feasible because heaters will work better with the beekeeping and make the temperature warmer even in cold climates. So you can beekeep in cold climates as long as you keep that heater blasting. You want to keep those bees happy. And they've also added a new status panel so you can see if they're actively producing honeycomb and or if there's issues with bee happiness that need to be addressed. And they've also enhanced the inventory check methods so it more accurately kind of handles partial stacks. And they've improved the timing of inventory checks, which could have just resulted in some inconsistencies when this was first launched. So it's just going to be a little more consistent. So that is some changing to beekeeping and bee balance that we've seen that are going live today. And again, this is for all servers. This is not for the softcore mode only. And then there's a
Um,
bunch of, oh yeah, go for it.
yeah, I just saw that someone said that the DLC for Wall and Gate is available for 10 USD.
Oh, okay. Well, that is a purchase that you can make if you want to. Um, yeah, and that's the DLC for Adobe High Walls and Gates that is going live. You can see they look great. They did an awesome job with the design. I especially love the gate. I think it's pretty cool. And they were also working on Frontier High Walls and Gates. Those don't appear to be going live with the update today, but I think probably in the next month or so, we might see an additional kind of high wall DLC going live that handles the frontier side of things, if that's more your vibe as far as base building is concerned. There's also, and I'm very happy to see this, more improvements to anti cheat. It looks like the thing that basically blocks people from using ESP as far as being able to see people through objects. That functionality that blocks that is now going to be live and default on all servers unless the server owner decides to turn it off. And I think it's a really good thing because ESP is one of the most active cheats out there and really a frustrating phenomenon. And if this truly does block ESP or people from using ESP, then that's a good thing. We're planning on having it on all of our servers, with the exception of potentially very large servers might have performance problems with this. We're going to see how it is after the update. It may need to be turned off on very high pop servers just due to performance, but we're going to try to leave it on across the board, I believe, because hey, let's reduce the hacker's ability to hack. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, as I mentioned before, the jungle update is, of course, not going live today. It's probably going to be next month, but stay tuned to the dev blog for a preview of that jungle update. And that jungle update is on aux 3 right now, which is not available. That's another type of staging branch that's not available. That's more for internal face punch testing in a production environment, so to speak. But I imagine that probably next week that jungle update will be merged into either aux 2 or normal staging. Probably aux 2 first so that players can start testing it. And what we'll do is make sure to have a full rundown as we go into next month for everything with the jungle update that you need to know. So as always, stay tuned to Rustafied.com. I do an article every Thursday which summarizes what's going on in Rust development. And also, just a friendly reminder, we are not the developers of the game. We are just an independent organization who loves reporting on development news and running the best servers that we can. And so, also, just a huge thank you to everyone who supports us because the only way we've been able to do this for now over 10 years, like reporting every week and running the servers that we do, is through the support of the community. So much love to you all, much gratitude and appreciation to you all. People who give bits, subscribe on Twitch, people who just watch, and especially to our wonderful, beautiful, loyal VIP customers. Thank you all so much for the support because, yeah, we wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for that support and for you. So thank you. Now, also, on top of it, it looks like after the jungle update, we're seeing the first signs of a naval update, which might come, I guess in June or July. And it looks like there's going to be a new type of submarine and a bunch of more water activities coming in that naval update. There's not much information available about that yet, but we are, of course, keeping a close eye on that body of work, and we'll give you more details as they come to light. Now, there's a couple other things that have been added in this update, fixes and things like that. So, bread heals you over time instead of instantly now. So, the bread that was introduced last month is now going to heal over time, like various other things. Also, they've added a Discord trophy. So, with that Discord functionality being added in, they're given a little motivation, a little, I don't know, a carrot at the end of the stick, so to speak, to link your Discord up. And what that is a Discord trophy. And it's a cool looking kind of just purple Discord trophy. And it gives 70% comfort when you are near it, or up to 70% is what we were seeing. Is that still what you're seeing here?
I can test, bear with me.
While testing, I just want to make it clear that it's only 2C4 for the gate, not 4. I just threw everything I had in my inventory to make it.
Yeah, that's right. It is. It is just 2.
Just wanted to make that clear.
Nice. Thank you for that confirmation.
Yep, 70.
And yeah, that little Discord trophy will get you 70. And yeah, I don't. What do you, can you see the crafting
Let me check.
info for that? Because I just realized I didn't test that one too much. Sorry, guys.
Not at the minute. Let me check it in a research bench, see if I can. Probably not, though.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But yeah, that's a Discord trophy. Gives you 70% comfort, and you get it through linking your Discord in game. So I recommend doing that because, hey, who doesn't want a trophy? Also, as I mentioned before, the Easter event will be coming later this month. And we've got some cool new horse costumes, is the one thing that we're seeing with that. These are very similar to those chicken costumes that came in, I believe, last year. There are 3 variants of the horse costume, and it's like an inflatable little thing that you walk around with, and when you dance, it wobbles the legs around, and yeah, it's just a funky little Easter costume. And again, that's going to be when the Easter update goes live, probably 2 weeks from today. It will likely be available on the item store for a limited time. So stay tuned for that because it's a fun little funky new costume that's going to be coming in. They also this month did some tweaks to premium servers. Not really any big changes to how premium works. It's still that barrier to entry of a $15 or more of Rust inventory on your account. But they just did some tweaks to some various things related to that. And you'll probably see some more details on the dev blog on specifically what that is. But I don't think it really impacts gameplay or your ability to join or anything like that. I think it was just some more fundamental background kind of stuff to polish off the premium server functionality. And also they fixed a bunch of stuff. The third person revolver was remaining open if the weapon was swapped during a reload. They fixed the workshop double barrels sights, making them skinnable. They fixed an exception when reskinning the snowmobile that was happening. They fixed bows showing every arrowhead on initialization. Yeah, that's the word. And they had some fixes to the minigun audio being stuck. And yeah, that just some audio stuff with the minigun was fixed. They also fixed max health being hard coded to 100. I'm not sure what exact issues that was causing, but it was something that needed to be fixed. And they fixed the hatchet blocking bullet exploit. And they also fixed some SFX for the car radio item to be in line with other metal items and all that stuff. They also fixed powered searchlights not lighting up, and they also set incapacitated player flag to false when respawning. I think that was just one kind of oversight thing that was keeping, if you were incapacitated, it was keeping that flag on the player even after you respawn. So that has been resolved as well. And yeah, that about does it for what we are seeing coming in this update. There may be a couple other miscellaneous things. We'll keep an eye on the dev blog to see if anything was missed. Again, we're not developers of the game. I just look at the commits and try to stay as up to date as possible through the month and post it to articles. So, and we'll keep doing that through next month, especially with this jungle update coming up. It's going to be a really exciting month for development, I think, next month. Or actually, we're already in this month. Sorry, I'm having a hard time keeping track of time and dates this year for whatever reason. It seems like everything's going faster than I can keep track of. But yeah, that about does it. And looking at it, we should see the server update go live in the next couple minutes as we are about half hour in. And then again, the client update will hit probably 10, 15 minutes after that. And when that happens, we will say the server or the update as a whole is live. Oh, and look at that. Server update just hit. Let me tweet about it and update my overlay. Boom and boom. And cool. And with that, Miss D, do we have any questions from the audience we want to cover?
Yes, we do. But first, I want to say thank you to Wavy Dang for 100 bits. Thank you.
Ooh, thank you, Wavethang.
What do you think about the premium servers now that it's been going on for a while?
Um, honestly, ours we were able to launch one as an official server owner community, and we launched one in AU. That's the region we were assigned. And you know, I can only speak from my experience running that one server. It hasn't really popped. I don't think it's queued up once. It does have people playing in it, but it doesn't have anywhere close to the amount of population that we see in our normal vanilla official servers. That could just be, you know, either the barrier to entry is too high, or it could just be a lack of adoption and maybe people need more time to know that it's a thing and the server just needs more time to build momentum. That is very common with a new server. Like even when we launch a new vanilla official server, very often it can take a couple months to build the momentum to really, you know, pop off. So I really think the jury's still out. I think the premium servers is a solid idea and concept, and I think it definitely could work going forward. It's not perfect. We have banned several hackers off the premium servers because again, the barrier to entry is just 15 bucks. These people buying hacks are already spending way more than that on a lot of the hacks apparently and buying new accounts already. So, just buying 15 bucks more worth of shit is not a huge barrier to entry to a lot of these people. I don't know where these people get these money, if they're like kids of Saudi princes or something like that, but it seems like so many of these hackers have crazy amounts of disposable income. Maybe they're just using stolen credit cards. I I'm sure some are, but it's all to say it hasn't been a clear cut like success as in there's no hackers whatsoever. There's definitely less hackers, but we still have had hackers join there because they literally just have to spend 15 more bucks and then they can join. So it's definitely a barrier to entry that's blocking some people. Is it blocking all hackers? No, it's not. But I'm going to say the jury's still out on it. I still have high hopes for the premium servers, and I think it was definitely a valid idea. And we'll keep you posted as we go through the next month or two. We're going to keep our AU premium running. We don't have any plans to open any other premium servers at the moment. I really want to focus on our existing server lineup and make that as great as possible. And yeah, so we'll keep you posted, but yeah. And feel free to share your premium server experiences in chat if you want. Um, because yeah, I'm curious to see what the community has thought about the premium servers and everything like that. So,
Uh,
but cool. What else we got?
when does the jungle biome come out?
The jungle biome is not confirmed yet. It's confirmed that it's not today, I'll tell you that much. But if I had to guess, if I was a betting man, which I'm not because I tend to be really bad at betting, but if I was, I'd say May. I'd say next month. Because already we've got some previews we've seen, and if you haven't seen Shadowfrax's video from last week, definitely go check it out. You can see some preview shots and it looks awesome. And it's a huge update. It's got a new biome, a new, what is it, Ziggurat monument. It's like one of those Aztec pyramid things or something. And yeah, some new weapons, snakes and panthers and crocodiles, new animals. It's going to be really cool. And what we're seeing is it's already an Aux 3, which no one can access. But what that tells me is most of the functionality is at a point where it's ready for testing. And given that, and we got a whole month, this whole month for them to test and tweak and modify and polish the functionality, I think it's very likely we'll see that jungle update in May. And potentially with the preview on the dev blog that they give us, they might confirm that they are going to launch it in May. So we'll just have to keep you posted. And for anyone tuning in, the server update is live. That's a good sign. It came out right on time, if not a couple minutes early. And that leads me to believe that all signs point to this is going to be an on time or early update. Please note that Rustafied servers start updating our servers as soon as that server update comes out. So we're already updating and wiping our servers now so that as soon as the client update comes out, you can join. So that's just to say, like, every month we have a couple people at, say, 2:02 say, oh, I thought it was supposed to happen exactly at 2. And it's like, no, that's the estimated time, but the servers don't actually always go up exactly at 2 on force swipe. They go up when the server update comes out and we're able to get them up. And then you can join when that client update comes out. So just a heads up, it may be 15 minutes earlier today. So be ready to update your client as soon as that client update hits. I'll let you know. And then, yeah, you can have some fresh wipe gameplay.
So you're asking about people's experience, and
Yeah.
someone is saying, "I aim bot like mad. ESC don't do anything. To be fair."
Well, first of all, fuck you if you're serious about that. But on top of that, I mean, I don't know, guys. This anti-cheat stuff is it's been like grinding me down for years. We do the best we can, and we're working with third-party anti-cheat, and we've developed our own in-house anti-cheat solutions as well. And we're still relying on EAC more than I would like to, but hey, also it's their one fucking job, and it's been their job for 10 years. And you'd hope that a company with the one job of getting rid of hackers could be a little more effective or quicker at least at getting rid of them. But let's just say the situation is not great right now. It's wonderful to see the devs prioritizing it as they clearly have been for the past several months. And it's really nice to see that it is a fundamental priority for the devs at Facepunch. But there's still a long way to go when it comes to anti-cheat. We're still manually banning hundreds of people a day on our servers. As I said, we've had hackers on the premium servers. There is a barrier to entry with the premium, but it's not a huge one for hackers who are already spending money on new accounts and hacks anyway. It's just an extra 15 bucks. But we're making steps in the right direction, I think. And also with the anti-cheat, the occlusion stuff, uh, going live, it's not perfect, but it should help stop ESP somewhat. And that's default on all servers with the update today. So hopefully that helps, you know, keep cheaters at bay a little bit more. But We're at Rustafied working as hard as we can every day to get rid of as many hackers as we can. And to do that, we really do appreciate everyone who puts reports in. I do recommend if you're playing on Rustified, go to my.rustified.com and you can very easily, in like 30 seconds, report a player, and our moderators are reviewing those reports around the clock. And yeah, so thank you to everyone who's helping us and supporting us and getting rid of hackers as soon as possible.
Can people not in team or auth on TC see the deploy range?
I don't believe so. We can check that quite easily. Can you see the deploy range if I'm trying to put this sprinkler up?
Give me a sec. Yeah, I'm looking. Oh, let me take the building plan. See if
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
yes, I see it.
Perfect, there we go.
Yep.
Same as all the rest of the stuff building at the
Yeah.
moment. As long as you got the other person's got the build plan out. Yep.
Yep. So you can.
Good question.
What is your thoughts about like farm fences to be added?
Yeah, I think there definitely could be some cool more additions to build upon those kind of homesteading dynamics that were added for, beekeeping and chicken coops and stuff like that. I think that would be a cool addition. And I love the idea of people being able to build more homestead type things and be more self sufficient around their base. And so, yeah, I think some new additions to that, including some farm fences, would be pretty cool.
Can you change the color of the bubble?
I don't believe so. Let's check the color options though. Maybe they added that to the colorblind option. Good question.
Yeah, that would be a
Yeah,
good
for sure.
option. And I guess if they don't, maybe they do add or will add it in the future.
Don't believe so at the moment. No, none of those are for that. But good question again.
Yeah.
How can I buy the horse skin?
That is not available for purchase yet. I think in about 2 weeks when the Easter update goes live, that's going to be part of the Easter update. So you'll be able to buy that horse costume. And again, there's 3 variants with it, even one unicorn variant. And yeah, it looks like that's just going to go live with the Easter update, which should be mid month, one of the Thursdays, middle of this month, and available for a limited time on the item store, similar to the chicken costume.
Can the skin barrier be fixed or raised, in Rustafied servers as $15 isn't really that much?
Unfortunately, when it comes to the premium servers, it's a fixed price point that we have no control over. The other thing is we don't have control over opening more premium servers on the official list. Facepunch said that we could open one new premium server. They gave that opportunity to every official server owner. And then we also had the ability to transition one of our existing servers to premium if we wanted. I chose not to do that because it's a brand new feature and it needs to be like tried a bit more to see if it's really viable. And so we just opened the one new premium server in AU. We're going to keep that rolling. It didn't take off in a tremendous way this month, but as I said earlier, it might just need to build momentum. Very often new servers need to build momentum for a couple months before they're really popping. So we're going to keep it up and keep it running, but yeah, as it stands, that's the only plans for premium servers for us, and we don't have the ability to change that price point. And it's a delicate thing, right? Because a lot of people who've been playing the game for thousands of hours even don't even have a Steam inventory with Rust items worth $15. So yeah, it's a barrier to entry to everyone, not just hackers. And yeah, so we'll keep you posted as we see. And there are some tweaks to premium servers coming this month, but I don't think there's anything really huge changing with that. We'll check out the dev blog when that goes live to confirm.
Mm, can you craft the Adobe high walls without the BP and gate also? I would think it's, like any other item that you craft, you have the option to do with or without a skin.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the question was more to do with, is it like the bandana? So if you have the skin, is it a default blueprint for you? And I would doubt that would be the case. I think you'd still need to BP it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Can you show the change log again?
Sure.
And then, yeah, we should probably do a quick recapity cap here, as I do believe the client update will be going live in a couple minutes here. So, yeah, with that, I'll do a quick recap. If you're just tuning in and wondering, hey, what's going on with this update? Well, this is the soft refresh update where we're basically seeing a number of changes to softcore mode. We're also seeing the addition of visualization ranges for various items, some balance to bees, and some various other fixes, and a Discord trophy, and a new DLC for the Adobe High Walls and Gate, specifically with softcore mode. And again, this is just softcore mode servers. It's not going to impact any other type of server. So if you're playing on a softcore mode server, you'll notice that when destroyed, deployables will now drop half their contents and leave a corpse, so to speak. It's kind of like just this like rectangle thing, and that thing can be repaired to access the remaining half of your items. Also, any locks on the deployable. So if you have like a locked wood box, the lock will be retained after repair. The other thing is you can pick up these corpses and repair them at a repair bench, but just note when you do that, the locks will not be retained. And also with tool cupboards, they have a similar thing where you can destroy a tool cupboard and it'll leave a temporary block, building block, and also a corpse. And that can be repaired by any authorized player. Also, with softcore, there are these reclaim terminals, and those have been removed. Now, upon respawning, players automatically retrieve half of the inventory on their belt, inventory, and backpack if they had one, with the rest, including their clothing, being found on their corpse. This is the case if you die anywhere, with the exception of in a building privilege area, or if you F1 kill, you'll lose everything. There's also a couple other balance changes to the softcore game mode coming in. Bullet damage has been reduced by 25%. The maximum team size, including authorization on TCs and turrets, is capped at 4. Door upkeep is now calculated separately, and effects from TM food are kept after death. And there's this cool new changelog thing on the top left of your inventory screen where you can kind of see a changelog of these softcore changes. Again, this is softcore mode servers only, not on normal vanilla or modded servers that are running in normal game mode. And on top of that, we've got some visualization ranges. Now, these have been added. This is in normal gameplay mode. And what this does is basically for certain items, when placing them, you can now see this white transparent orb that shows the exact range of that item. This is the case for turrets, shotgun traps, flame turrets, electric heaters, HBHF sensors, seismic sensors, Tesla coils, sprinklers, and igniters. So all those things, when placing, you can now see this little visualization of the range that it has. The one weird thing is with auto turrets, the range is so far that it can be kind of hard to see. So that might change. It might not, but it looks like going live with the update today, it's going to be, as is. And if for whatever reason you don't like having this visualization, then you can actually turn it off in a new option on the escape menu. So that's nice as well. And it's just a nice little quality of life to know exactly what the range of the item is going to be, take some of the guessing out of it, and you can really, you know, more specifically place things exactly where you want the range of them to be. They've also done a bunch of bee balance. So bee swarm damage has been nerfed a bit and it no longer creates bleeding because, yeah, you don't really bleed. I don't think. I've never bled from a bee bite. So,
No,
yeah, no more
no.
bleeding damage from bees. They've also made some improvements to make the temperature reading easier and added a better status panel so you can see the health of the bees. And it's now more feasible to do beekeeping in cold climates as the electric heaters and stuff like that will positively impact the temperature of the beehives. Yeah, so just some improvements to the beekeeping dynamic coming in with the update today. Also, as I mentioned before, it looks like there's a new DLC going live for the Adobe high walls and gates. It looks like the price point is 10 US dollars. That's what we're hearing. I haven't personally looked at the item store yet, but it is apparently on the item store now. So if Adobe building is your vibe, well, you'll want to check these out. It's nice looking high wall with some barbed wire, and then there's a gate which looks really cool as well, and it keeps everything in that Adobe kind of look and feel. There is also some improvements to anti-cheat, specifically that stuff that ideally blocks people from using ESP is going to be live on every server with this update by default unless owners turn it off. We're also with the dev blog going to see a update to the or a preview to the jungle update, which is probably coming next month in May. And there's first signs of a naval update, which I imagine would be the update after the jungle update, so maybe June or July. And then some miscellaneous little changes. Bread now heals you over time instead of instantly. And a Discord trophy has been added. It provides 70% comfort, and you get it just by linking your Discord in Rust. So a little carrot on a stick, so to speak, for a little motivation to link your Discord there. There is an Easter event coming. As we've seen in previous years, the Easter event is going to go live probably mid-month and run till the end of the month. And with that, there's a cool new horse costume in the mix. There's three variations of it. It's kind of like the chicken costume. And yeah, it looks cool. It's a fun little costume. So that's not available yet for purchase, but stay tuned for the Easter event later this month and you'll be able to grab it. There's also some tweaks to premium servers. There's also just a bunch of fixes to some certain like third person views for Revolver and the double barrel being the sights being skinnable, and they fix some exceptions when reskinning snowmobile and fix bows showing every arrowhead on initiation, and fix some sound audio issues with miniguns, and fix max health being hard coded to 100, and fixed an exploit with the hatchet blocking bullets, and tweak some SFX with the car radio to get them in line with other small metal items. And they had a fix for powering up searchlights not lighting up, and setting incapacitated player flag to false when respawning. That was a small thing that they needed to do, and they did it. So that is basically what we've got coming with the update today. Again, the server update is already live, and we expect the client update to hit momentarily. And when that happens, we will say the update is live. And yeah, any other questions in the meantime?
Yeah. I see a lot of people keep asking if we can open more premium servers, so maybe say a little bit more about that.
Ooh, client update just hit. And I'll say about that real quick after I tweet about it. And boom, and with that, the patch is live. So, real quick on the premium server thing, we were only given the option to open one new premium server on the official list. I suppose we could open servers on just the normal community list, but honestly, I doubt they would fill up because even our premium server isn't like filling up in AU on the official list. So yeah, we're not planning on opening any other premium servers at the moment. I think the jury's still out on the whole premium thing. We're seeing some tweaks to the premium servers this month go live. And also, new servers often need some time for momentum to build. So we're kind of just playing it by ear. But honestly, right now, there aren't plans to open any new premium servers. And yeah, that about does it because client update is live. So I do want to thank everyone for tuning in as always. If you're not seeing the client update hit, restart your Steam real quick. You should see that client update queue up on your Steam library for the normal Rust branch. And our servers are already wiped and live, so ready for some fresh wipe gameplay action. And yeah, just a huge thank you to everyone for tuning in as always. We are an independent organization. We're not the developers of the game, and we're not on the Facepunch payroll. We're just independent. We love reporting on development news and running the best servers that we can. And the only way that we can do that week after week, month after month, year after year, we've been doing it now for over 10 years. The only way we can do that is through the support of the community. So much love to you all, to everyone who tunes in, people who give bits, subscribe on Twitch, and to our wonderful, beautiful, loyal VIP customers. Thank you all so much for the support. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. And with that, the update is live. I'm going to go check out if there's a dev blog and read through it and add anything to my article if you need. Otherwise, check out Rustafied every Thursday for an article on what's going on in Rust development for that week. And we'll be back streaming next month for ideally the jungle update. But in the meantime, a huge thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to my whole staff at Rustified, and especially to Artemis and Miss D for tuning in and being my co-MCs as always. Thank you guys.
And you're welcome as always, Bugs.
Yep, you're welcome as always. Have a great month.
Yeah, and with that, have a great month, everyone. I hope everyone has a wonderful week and a wonderful wipe. And this is Bugs signing off.